What's going on, everyone? I'm just a typical, average American here today to react and learn about Canadian news. Because as an American, I never get to see Canadian news here in the United States. So today, I'd like to take some time to learn about the current news and events happening in Canada right now that I otherwise would never get to hear about. So let's take a look, starting with firefighters battling the Jasper Blaze. More Jasper wildfire news. Not too surprising to me, actually. This seems to have been the top news story in Canada for the past week or two, honestly. And because it is huge, tragic, devastating news. Firefighters battling the Jasper Blaze mourn frontline hero killed by falling tree? Somebody died in the Jasper wildfire. You know, that I don't know why I'm like totally shocked, but cuz this obviously sounds like a hugely dangerous, terrifying situation, but still a part of me is kind of shocked. Someone actually died. And it's a frontline worker. Like someone trying to firefight the wow, no way. This is so sad. Falling tree fatally injures Alberta firefighter battling Jasper area wildfire. A falling tree. I mean, that's the danger, isn't it? When you're going out there and oh, man, this is sad. A 24-year-old Calgary man had been working with the Rocky Mountain House Fire Base, so I'm guessing he was out trying to literally put out fires to save people's homes and lives, and he lost his life. A tree fell down, which I didn't even think about, but of course that's a huge danger when you're in the middle of a forest that's been burning, you know? Um, a Calgary man is dead after being injured by a falling tree. It happened around 2 p.m. last Saturday. The firefighters' crew provided first aid. They used a stretcher to bring him to a helipad. He was flown in an air ambulance and passed away. And they held a procession. That's what this is right here. Wow. Man, not exactly the news I was expecting to see about the Jasper wildfire. Like, it's already bad enough, you know? And then somebody died. Literally a hero who was trying to help stop it. Wow. That is a terrible first headline to read in the Canadian news this week. My goodness. Let's keep going, though. Man. Canadian women leave Olympics without a soccer medal, but the 22 in in indef, indefatigable. What is this word? Are we getting a little? I don't know. Are we getting too fancy when we're using words like indefatigable? Indefatigable. I don't know if I've ever heard that word before. Is that just me? Anyway, players lost on their own terms. Right, so I did hear about, through a TikTok of all things, that the Canadian soccer team was part of a big Olympic controversy where, like, the head coach or someone was spying on other soccer teams with a drone. And it's crazy and totally not something you would expect to see from the Canadian Olympic participants. I don't think the players had anything to do with this. Not to shift any blame onto them. It's honestly like really tragic that someone working for the Canadian team kind of ruined their reputation in a sense and penalized them in the games. It was penalty kicks, not a 6 point FIFA penalty. Right, so the Canadian women's soccer team had a penalty because of this drone spying fiasco. but the Canadian women's team lost because of penalty kicks. They lost to Germany in the quarterfinals. Quarterfinals still is pretty darn good. Good for them. Looks like they didn't end up on the podium. There's always next time, maybe with less drone spying. But good try, good try. What else? Search teams locate the body of a 7-year-old who went missing in London, Ontario's Thames River? Are you kidding me? Oh my god. When I look at the Canadian news, usually every week, I like to play a game, kinda, where it's like, let's find the positive article. And so far, no luck. This is another headline about the death of a 7-year-old. They located her body. She was in a river. Oh my god, isn't 7 years old? There she is. That is so sad. Seeing her picture as well. Condolences to her family, also to the family of that firefighter who died in the Jasper wildfire as well. The body of a 7-year-old girl went missing in the Thames River in London, Ontario. There's a London in Ontario, apparently. Last week has been recovered by search teams. So she was missing? Yes, she went missing on Thursday. There was a large-scale search. A huge search. Well, at least they did find her, I guess. Instead of never knowing, they do confirm that she has passed away. The child's remains were located in the river. So what's the cause of all this? Why was she kidnapped? Why, I want to know, like, was there foul play involved? Tragic occurrence for everyone involved, of course. Was she just missing? Did she just go missing and no one really knows why? I don't know. They're not really talking about this. Maybe that's not what this article's about. It's about how they found her body. But she was missing, and then her body turned up in a river. Like, doesn't that typically, warrant some kind of investigation or something into foul play? I don't know. I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will, honestly. Or maybe she just got lost. I don't know. Wow. Water expected to overflow Chilcotin landslide in British Columbia. There's a landslide in British Columbia. Flood warning in place near Farewell Canyon. So there's a landslide and it might flood because of all the opened up space, maybe? Man thought he was paying his power bill by phone. He got scammed instead. You gotta be so freaking careful about the scams these days. I tell ya. They text you, they email you. I've gotten emails where they try to say that your package got lost and you need to type your information in, and so that they're able to reroute the package. And I'm like, I didn't order a package, but what is this? It looks like the Postal Service, and no, it's a scammer trying to get your address and phone number and information. And I didn't mean to go on a huge rant, but scams, man, scams. They're everywhere these days, I tell ya. Stolen Ottawa dog turned up in Wyoming. In the United States, after police made a routine traffic stop. A stolen dog from Ottawa turned up in Wyoming? No way. It was her dog Teddy was taken last October. They found Teddy? Unhurt, found in a police stop in Wyoming 10 months later? What? That's bad news, but also good news. Maybe that's the good news for today. I don't know. What else do we have here? Vigil aims to keep search for missing British Columbian family alive after 35 years. Search for a missing British Columbia family. A lot of missing people stories in Canada today. Let's keep going. Scroll down here. See some some news from earlier this week, maybe. Um, Canada raising a travel advisory for Israel to avoid travel to Israel. I'm sure that's the same in America, like with the ongoing conflict, very recently, like yesterday or the day before, between like Iran and Israel. But anyway, probably not where you want to spend your summer vacation right now, of all places. What else do we have here? A day parole extended for a British Columbia man who planned the 1990 murder of his mother and grandfather. What? His parole? Oh, his parole was extended. Or granted. Full parole has been granted to a second man involved in a murder inheritance scheme. He's 51. He got a 3-month extension on his parole. He tried to kill his mother and grandma 35 years ago? Oh, he plotted the murder. So he didn't accomplish the murder. Is that right? Still, imagine knowing that the person who plotted your murder was getting parole and like, I don't know, under house arrest or out, out of prison. Kind of scary. Um, okay. Let's keep going. The other thing today is these are kind of weird. This is all over the place, isn't it? Let's keep going though. Weird as it is, let's keep going. Um, hmm. Judge slams Halifax police strip search that found drugs on accused in road rage case. They did a strip search? It's charges from 2023 after a search was ruled illegal. Oh, this is a tough one, isn't it? They illegally strip searched somebody, but they found drugs. So, what do you do in that case? If you find something illegal, but the means from which you found it were illegal. I'm not sure what you do in that case. Halifax man has a slew of charges against him stayed after a judge concluded he was subject to an illegal strip search. So you're basically innocent if they search you illegally, even if they find something. That's interesting. I'm not sure what the law is even here in America, but that's in Halifax there. 2 dead, 2 wounded in shooting over ongoing neighbor dispute in Stanford, Ontario. A lot of stuff in Ontario. 2 dead, 2 wounded in a shooting over a neighbor dispute. Gunshots at 10:45. Oh my God, this is honestly, it's also pretty shocking. Like, especially for us Americans, we really never hear about like the gun violence or murders that happen in Canada. I think most Americans have quite a different sort of outlook on Canadian crime. Although I'm sure Canadian crime is way lower than American. But a lot of Americans think that there like is no crime in Canada. But this is sure enough, here's a shooting. 2 are dead, 2 sent to the hospital. A neighbor dispute? I'm not sure they're even going to say what the dispute was. Probably not worth shooting each other over. Let's keep going here. Let's scroll down a little bit. Historic British Columbia town reopens after wildfire evacuation. That's good. That's some good news. Yeah, it's the wildfire, and people were forced to leave 12 days ago. Oh, look at this small town. Huh. It's like a little historic town. And it was evacuated, and now it's reopened. I hope to hear more and more stories like that in the coming weeks and months, where residents of the Jasper area and beyond are, going to be able to go back to their home eventually. What else do we have here? Protesters not guilty of conspiring to kill Mounties at Coutts Blockade in Alberta? What? What is all this conspiring to kill people? This is the second story. Conspiring to kill someone today. What are the odds of that? Two men are not guilty of conspiring to kill Mounties at the border blockade during a pandemic protest. So they were accused of conspiring to kill a police officer? Um, they were convicted on charges of mischief and possession of a weapon for a dangerous purpose, and possessing a pipe bomb. I mean, if you're possessing a pipe bomb, that's not a good sign, is it? I would probably accuse them of, conspiring to cause some kind of harm. If you own a bomb, you shouldn't own a bomb. Is that too much to ask? They're arrested after police found a cache of weapons, ammo, body armor in 2022. Oh, well, this makes a lot more sense. But they were not guilty of conspiring to kill an officer. Was it okay that they had all that guns and ammo and body armor and pipe bombs? Was that okay? Like, what was that? I don't know. I don't know. Whew. Okay. Anything else here before we wrap this up for this week? This has been a crazy week in Canada. What the heck? And not even just because of the wildfires. Fake letter leaves Nigerian international student without status, asked to leave Canada. A fake letter? Did they forge a letter? Oh, they said that she had no idea her university acceptance letter was fake. Why are people sending Nigerian students fake university acceptance letters? That's just horrible. That's horrible. What? Why would you do that? Oh my gosh. I hope they help her out, actually, because that's not right. What the heck? These rare pink insects are hiding amongst the foliage at Ojibwe Park. Pink? Canada's got pink grasshoppers? Really? Oh my god. Kind of creepy. Kind of cool in a way. There's a knack for spotting these rare, beautiful bugs. Okay, they say they're beautiful. I say creepy. The beauty is in the eye of the beholder, though. You can find this disgusting, slimy bug beautiful if you want. It is pink. So this is a rare sighting of a grasshopper-like insect that turns them green to pink. And they exist in the Ojibwe Park. Cool. That's a fun fact about Canada. Pink grasshoppers. Okay. Walk-off Grand Slam secures Canada's spot in Baseball World Cup bronze medal game. So this isn't the Olympics. I didn't know Canada was known for having a great baseball team. This the Baseball World Cup? Shouldn't this be is there baseball at the Olympics? I'm not sure there is. Huh. Anyway, good job, Team Canada. Bronze in the World Cup. Nothing to scoff about. That's amazing. Two Alberta men charged with murder, conspiracy. Southern Ontario Children's Camp removes names of Nazi officers from a monument. Yeah, sounds about right. Anything else here? Anything else? Let's scroll down. 1 year after news ban, Canadian journalism is suffering, but Meta isn't budging. I heard about this, actually, a while ago. This was an interesting one to me. In Canada, if you go on Facebook, you can't get the news, right? It's because the Canadian government wanted independent Canadian news outlets to be able to disseminate and spread their own news on their platforms. And Facebook was just taking all the credit, basically, and some of the revenue from Canadian news by just having all the news on Facebook. So Canada made it so you can't look at news on Facebook, which I thought was that sounds really really, really big deal. Maybe it's been good for Canadian news outlets because you have to go to those independent sources rather than Facebook. It's very inconvenient for Canadians, I imagine. You can't go on Facebook and get all the news. That is probably annoying, but I think the idea is that it was good for news outlets or something like that. And a year later, sure enough, um, here we are looking at the news, not on Facebook. But anyway, I think that's pretty good. That's a wild week in Canadian news. Holy cow. A lot of deaths and murders and plotted murders and pink bugs and fires. Pretty crazy, but I do enjoy like reading about this, staying up to date on this Canadian news. Because believe me when I say this is not stuff that I ever get to hear about here in America. So this was quite enjoyable for me. Anyway, if you enjoyed this as well, feel free to give this video a like or leave a comment with your thoughts on any of this Canadian news or any Canadian news stories I may have missed this week that are important. That'd be great to hear about as well. And if you're interested in more videos like this, me reacting to Canada and Canadian culture, feel free to subscribe for more. And until then, thanks for watching and see you next time.